Welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is, of course, Cameron, and it is the instant match reaction. Everton 3, Leeds United 0 at Goodison Park. What a performance that was. What a result that was. That was exactly what we needed today. Every single player to a man was outstanding. Absolutely exceptional. The desire, the effort, the work rate, the passion, the commitment, and the quality. It was all there today. It was all on show. And not many teams come up against Leeds United and are able to outrun them, are able to outwork them, are able to show more desire, show more commitment than they do. Everton done that in abundance today. We absolutely walked all over Leeds United. And that was an Everton team that I looked at multiple times in that game of football at Goodison Park, thinking these lads want to stay up, these lads want to win this game of football, these lads want to play for Everton, they know what it means to play for Everton. And yes, they've been criticised of not doing that by myself and a lot of other a lot of other fans in the past, and this is only one game of football, and I understand all of that, but today there was just something about today which was absolutely unbelievable, wasn't it? A clean sheet at Goodison Park. As I said, every single player to a T was absolutely unbelievable. Donny van der Beek. I mean, I don't want to over-exaggerate because we have only seen him play one game, but he might be the best midfielder I've ever seen in my life. He is absolutely unbelievable. He was fantastic today. John Joe Kenny at left-back, right-footed right-back playing at left-back. Absolutely fantastic today. Unbelievable performance. Anthony Gordon just gets better and better week in, week out, doesn't he? Is there anything that lad can't do? Is there anything that lad doesn't show? He is an absolutely exceptional young footballer and an absolutely exceptional young man. And I'm beyond proud that he's an Evertonian and he plays for this football club, because he's exactly the type of player that we need at this club. Richarlison, absolutely unbelievable. Alan in the midfield. Alex Iwobi today didn't put a foot wrong. He was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Every single player worked their bollocks off today from start to finish. Every single player wanted it, and every single player brought their very best. Seamus Coleman was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Not only his goal, but his overall effort, his work rate, his desire, his commitment, his overall ability on the ball. He didn't give the ball away in stupid areas. He didn't do anything silly. Our passing today was absolutely exactly what we wanted there. And again, I know that, we're still in very much a difficult situation, and I know things are very much still, not looking great in regards to the league table and form and stuff. But, if we can put that type of performance in every single home game between now and the end of the season, I think we'll be all right. I really, really do. Frank Lampard has obviously gotten, they got the ability to get a tune out of these players, at Goodison Park. We saw it last Saturday. Tuesday was really, really poor, and we're not going to talk about Tuesday because we've already spoken enough about that. But if there's anything that today and last Saturday shows us, is that we can turn up and put performances in. Players that sometimes you look at and think, you're dreadful, you're not even a footballer, can turn up and put absolutely fantastic performances in. As I said, Alex Iwobi has been written off time and time and time again. And I know some people will say, oh, it's one game, Cam, don't be getting ahead of yourself. He was unbelievable today. And technically, he put in a really good performance, but park the technicality to the side. Park Anthony Gordon's technical ability, park Richarlison's technical ability, park John Joe Kenny's technical ability, park Alex Iwobi's technical ability. Do you know what every single one of those players did today? They worked. They battled, they fought, they chased every ball. Every time a ball was there to be chased, they chased it. They won it back. If they lost the ball, they ran and got it again. Donny van der Beek in the midfield doing exactly the same. So even if technically these players aren't as good as what we need them to be, if they're going to give absolutely everything and put it all on the pitch and be able to leave that pitch thinking, I couldn't have done more there, then they will show their quality and we will get behind that. The atmosphere at Goodison today was electric, absolutely fantastic. We all sat here yesterday and said, this is what it needs to be. We need to get behind the players, we need to get behind the manager, we need to get behind the team, and we need to make Goodison Park an absolute bear pit. And that's exactly what we did from start to finish. As I said, we outrun Leeds United. Not many teams do that in the Premier League because they're a notoriously hard-working side, and we did it because our players wanted it. They wanted to win. They wanted the 3 points. They wanted to, to put the performance in. They wanted extra goal. When it was 2-0, he wanted 3. When it was 3-0, he wanted 4. We wanted it. And that's all we want to see as Evertonians. That's all we want to see. Not interested in seeing players that are the best players in the world or that have got all of the quality in world football or whatever. I want to see players that every single time they go on that pitch in an Everton shirt, they leave absolutely everything on that pitch, and that's what we saw today. That is exactly what we saw. Today was a must-win, an absolute must-win for many different reasons, not only for the league table and points, but also for what a win could do for the confidence of this side. And I know we sat here and said the exact same last week after the win in the FA Cup, but it's different today. It's different because last week's was a brilliant win in a cup competition. We were still very much aware of the situation we were in the Premier League. This week is a massively important win in the Premier League. It's an extra 3 points on the board. Watford have just lost today. Norwich play Manchester City, so that will probably end in defeat for Norwich. This was an absolute pivotal game for Everton today. And not only had we won it, but we won it comfortably, but also we won it in exactly the way that we want to see, these Everton players winning it, working hard, battling. I can't sit here and fault any of them. I can't. I'm not going to give away the ratings for the player ratings because you'll have to join us for that in a little while when we talk about that. But there's very few players that I can give less than a 10 out of 10 today because effort-wise, desire, it was all there. There was a good, I'd say 11 players really, but there was certainly 5 or 6 that you simply couldn't fault. You could not fault. You didn't do anything wrong throughout the entirety of the game. That's what we needed to see. And as I said, if Frank Lampard can get that type of performance out of these players every single time we play at Goodison Park, we will be all right and we will stay in the Premier League. And we will have to address the away form. We can't go out away from home like we did on Tuesday and lose to sides like Newcastle in that fashion, because Newcastle effectively did to us what we did to Leeds today. They made an atmosphere. They made it horrible atmosphere-wise. Their players reacted to that. They battled. They worked hard. And then we crumbled under that. That's what Leeds did today. They crumbled under the pressure, under the atmosphere, under the desire of these Everton players and those Everton fans today at Goodison Park, including myself. I can barely speak, if I'm being honest with you. And that's what we need to do every single time we're at Goodison. That is the minimum. That's not just a one-off because this was an important game. That is the minimum. That's exactly what we need to to put in every single time we go to Goodison Park. Exactly what we need to put in, and these players will react to that. I thought the first 5 to 10 minutes was the best 5 or 10 minutes I've watched an Everton team put in maybe my lifetime. We were absolutely electric from the start. Not only the goal, and we got the second not long after, but we actually started quickly. And it almost seemed, and this probably was the case, that Frank Lampard had spoken to those players before the game and said, Leeds are a team that will come flying from the off. He'd have probably been made aware of that Ben Foster video that went around about saying opposition teams and opposition players when they go to Goodison Park like to get on top in the first 5 minutes because then, the Everton fans get it, on the backs of the players and that makes it an easier game. He'd have probably been aware of that. And he'll have said to those players, in that first 5 or 10 minutes, you go and put absolutely everything on the line. You chase every ball, you win every tackle, you battle, you work hard, you show your ability, you show your quality. And if you do that for the first 5 or 10 minutes, the crowd will react and the crowd will carry you through for the rest of the game. And also, you will nullify Leeds' game plan, which would have been to come out straight from the start and do it to us. And that is exactly what we did. That was special today. That was special. Every single player. Not many times have we been able to sit here and say every single player was absolutely exceptional today. And yes, we do need to. To keep it going, and we do need to go and get a result next week now in a difficult game against Southampton. And we need to. We need to keep up the momentum and the form. But ultimately, as I said, if we can put that type of performance in every week at Goodison Park, and we can just get by in away games by not losing, getting points, winning when we can, but if not, taking a point, even if we've got to do it in horrible fashion, then we will be all right. Because we've shown today that, Leeds aren't an amazing side, but they're a difficult side to beat. They score goals, they get back into games. Look at them against Aston Villa a couple of days ago, got back into it. They've done it on a number of times. Done it with us at Ellen Road. Got back into the game. They get back into games. They've got some good players. And I know they hit the bar twice, and some would say, oh, they hit the bar camp. They did hit the bar twice, yeah. But other than that, did they have a shot? Here's an interesting stat for you. Today, Everton registered 20 or over 20 shots on goal with over 10 shots on target. Over 10 shots on target. The last time we did that was in 2013, I believe. Was the last time we did that. Let's have a little look. 21 shots we had today to Leeds' 7. We had 10 on target. Leeds had none. Yes, they had more possession. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. 21 shots on target. 21 shots with 10 on target. How many times have we sat here over the years and said, we don't take shots at goal, we don't have a goal? And that's another thing that I think Anthony Gordon deserves a lot of credit for, because what we've seen since Anthony Gordon has come into this team is not only the desire, the effort, the work rate, the passion and the commitment, but we've also seen a player come into the team and who isn't afraid to have shots on goal, who isn't afraid to let his foot go, who isn't afraid to get in good areas and take a shot. Even if it doesn't go in, he'll get in there and he'll have a shot. He'll have a go at goal. He'll try and make something happen. And that drips down to the rest of the team then. The rest of the team then start to go, actually, do you know what? When I get in areas like that, I can have a shot as well. I can have a shot on goal. 2013 was the last time we had 20 shots on goal. Over 20 shots with 10 on target. And if the more shots you have, the more goals you will score. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You don't score if you don't shoot. And the more shots you have, the more goals you will score. And Everton today was the absolute epitome of attacking football, but also when you're in those areas, having a go at goal, putting the keeper under pressure. And we were absolutely, we were unbelievable today. You know, I thought we were good last Saturday against Brentford, and that game was unbelievable. And that game was important because it's the FA Cup and we want to win and we want to get as far as we possibly can. Today was vital. Absolutely vital. It was such an important performance. David B has become a member of the channel. Thank you very much, David. Really appreciate it. And as I said, I can't stop smiling. And that's the minimum now. That's the minimum in terms of effort, in terms of desire, in terms of work rate. I know it'll be hard. I know that when we play multiple games in a week, it'll be difficult, and it'll be difficult to put that in. But that is the minimum. That is the minimum. I want to see players giving absolutely everything like that every single time they they step on that pitch in an Everton shirt. And if we can put those performances in every single time we play at Goodison between now and the end of the season, then we will, in my opinion, win enough games to be okay. As long as we can get by in the away games. Just get by. Because we're probably not going to be able to put those type of performances in away, because we won't have the crowd advantage, and other, opposition teams obviously will be at home and they'll be coming out trying to impress. So if we can just get by away from home, we can put that type of performance in at Goodison every week, which we've done 2 weeks on the bounce now. By the way, when was the last time we saw 2 performances like that, 2 weeks on the bounce? Years ago. We were exceptional. We were absolutely. I can't put into words how proud I am to be an Evertonian today, but I can't put into words how happy that performance has made me. Because I went into Goodison Park today thinking, if we come out with a win, even if it's a win that, the ball bounces off somebody's arse or something and goes in, I'll take it. As long as we get a win, I'll take it. We come out of there again today against a team that a lot of people said, oh, you'll struggle against them. They come out the stick straight away. They're fast. They've got fast build-up. How are you going to cope with them? And we just blew them off the park. Absolutely blew them off the park. They didn't have anything. They had a couple of shots that hit the bar. Great. We blew them off the park. Cam lives around the corner, says basic. Just an absolutely unbelievable. As I said, every single player to their man. Every single player. John Joe Kenny was fucking brilliant today. I got a little bit of stick for swearing in the preview yesterday. I apologise about that, but I will emphasise that John Joe Kenny was absolutely unbelievable at left back today. We know he's so right-footed. We know he's limited in his ability, and we know he's limited in his, in his approach. But I don't think what you'll never be able to say about John Joe Kenny is he won't ever not give it 100%. And performances like that today, he was coming up against one of the most potent wingers in the Premier League, and he pocketed them. When he goes home today and he opens his pockets, he'll get his phone out, he'll get his car keys out, he'll get his picture of him, Dom and Tom Davis out, he'll put them all there, and then he'll get Rafinha out, and Rodrigo out, and Jack Harrison out. He was unbelievable. Donny van der Beek. Look at what happens when a lad comes in and enjoys his football. Well, the thing I was most impressed with Donny van der Beek today, well, not most impressed with as per se, but happiest with, not his performance per se, not the fact that he's an unbelievable passer of the ball, not the fact that he wins every challenge. Not the fact that he's literally everywhere on the pitch. Not the fact that he battles, he physically works hard. I don't know if you noticed, but when Michael Keane scored his header to make it 2-0, when the players were celebrating, Donny van der Beek was the one who was screaming and dead happy and getting him the players, and the players were going over. The lad's only been here a week, and he's already integrated into the team. You can already see how much he's enjoying his time at Everton, how much he's loving his football, and that is exactly what we need. That's exactly the type of players we need. Players that are going to run round, give everything, work hard, and enjoy being here. Enjoy working under this manager. He was unbelievable today. Unbelievable. Richarlison. I mean, this is the standard with Richarlison now, isn't it? I mean, I will stand for no criticism for Richarlison. I simply won't. I absolutely love the fella. Tony says, I swear Richarlison was born on Goodison Road. Love the guy, gives us all every game. He's unbelievable. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. And again today, he put in that performance where you could see he was dying to score. His effort, his work rate, his closing down, even closing down balls that, he was never going to get to, but it was adding that extra little bit of pressure on Leeds. There was 4 or 5 times today where, Leeds United were comfortable in possession, I'd say, and Richarlison would get on his toes and chase the ball down, and all of a sudden they'd mess about with it and it'd go out for an Everton throw-in, or Alan would win it back in the midfield. And Leeds had gone from being comfortable to having that little bit of pressure, that little bit of press on them by Richarlison, and all of a sudden they'd lost the ball, and it was like, shit. That's exactly what we need. Exactly what we need. Alex Iwobi. I mean, unbelievable. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, let's not get too ahead of myself. I am going to get ahead of myself. He was fucking amazing today. He was absolutely fucking amazing, as were everyone. But you got to give credit where credit's due. We're all quick to dive on Alex Iwobi when he puts in a bad performance, or when he shits out the challenges, or when he doesn't give it 100%. That fella gave it everything today. He gave it 100% and some. He worked hard. Technically, he put in a decent shift. He put in a good game. But he chased every ball. He battled for every ball. He won every opportunity. Every one-on-one he must have won in terms of duels. He was fantastic. Defensively, he was brilliant. Dominic Calvert-Lewin didn't get his goal, but was brilliant. Held the ball up fantastically every time it come up to him. He held it up, headed it on brilliantly to other players. Used his body really, really well. Fantastic performance. The 2 centre-halves, Michael Keane and Mason Holgate, solid. Do you know what else I noticed? And I've just said this after the game to a couple of people we were talking to after the game. Do you know what else I noticed about the defence as a whole today? The 4 of them, Seamus Coleman, Michael Keane, Mason Holgate and John Joe Kenny, is that, and this was specifically with Mason Holgate, the others did it as well, but specifically with Mason Holgate. I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but when the ball was bouncing, or it was sort of in a situation where you're thinking, gotta win the second ball here, they'd get it out. There was a couple of times where the ball was bouncing around Mason Holgate and he just headed it into the stands. And I don't mind that, because Mason too many times in the past has started to take it down and do a Cruyff turn and take everybody on, or Seamus has started to take it down in silly areas, or Michael Keane. I don't mind that. If there's a bit of pressure mounting and the ball's in the air and you're not in control of it, get a connection on it and get it away. Whether it's in the stands for a throw-in, whether it's up the other end of the pitch, get it away. And I noticed that this back line did that today significantly more times than they usually do it. And it killed Leeds' flow. Because every single little opportunity they had to get the ball forward, we dealt with it. Seamus Coleman was unbelievable. I mean, Basic says, why play down a good performance by saying, let's not get ahead of ourselves, let's enjoy it. We haven't had much of this season. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And what we need to do, I know somebody in the comments said that our home games are going to be pivotal between now and the end of the season. They are going to be absolutely pivotal. They really, really are. Because, as I said, if we can put that type of performance in, week out, which, by the way, we've done 2 weeks on the bounce against Premier League sides at Goodison, then I think we'll be alright, because we'll win enough games. Leeds are a difficult team to outrun. They're a difficult team to outwork, desire, outcommit. And we did it in abundance today. We outworked them, we outran them, we outbattled them. And not many, even teams that beat Leeds, not many of them outrun them and outbattle them. We did that today. And I just wish we'd have had Frank Lampard here in previous home games. Brighton, comes up. Even Villa, a couple of weeks ago, comes to mind. I just wish Frank Lampard was in charge for every home game, well, every game this season, really, but, you know, certainly the home games, because it's clear the type of performance he can get from these players. And I think the message would have been, go out there, give everything in our opening 5 or 10 minutes. The crowd will react to it, and then perform. Put the performance in. And that's exactly what we did today. We were fantastic. Second half, there was a little, you know, for 15, 20 minutes, it was very dull. But we got the third goal. We needed the third goal to kill the game off, to kill Leeds', I say Leeds' momentum. Didn't really have much momentum, did they? Let's be honest. But we needed that third goal. And who steps up? Richarlison. I love that fella. I don't care. I'll be in tears when that fella leaves. I'll say it openly on Steam now. I'm not asked. I will be in tears when that fella leaves. I love him. I absolutely love him. You will not find a performance that Richarlison puts an Everton shirt on and doesn't give it 110%. You could see how desperate he was to score. He got his goal. Brilliant finish. Look at his celebration. The fans singing his name. He was amazing today. Absolutely amazing. And players like Richarlison and efforts like that, players like Anthony Gordon and efforts like that will be what saves us this season if we are to be saved. And atmospheres like that at Goodison Park. Let's not forget, the atmosphere today was electric. Absolutely electric. And that, as I said, that's the bare minimum now. We can all get out of bed on a Saturday or a Sunday and get down to Goodison. If we're getting down to Goodison, we've got to be prepared to put that in. We absolutely have to be prepared to put that in. And that counted as Gordon's goal, did it? Did it count as Gordon's goal? Did it count as Gordon's goal? Or am I... Did it? Ugh, bloody internet. Did it? Must have touched Gordon on the way. Oh, it did count as Gordon's goal. Well, there you go. Listen, it counted as Gordon's goal, but Richarlison done the work, didn't he? If I was Anthony Gordon, I'd say to Richie, yeah, you can have that one. But anyway, he got what he will believe is his goal, and he deserved the goal as well. But then again, as did Anthony Gordon. So either or is fine by me. Gordon again, unbelievable. This is a kid that knows what it means to play for Everton, knows what it means to show that desire, to show that commitment, to show that work. Anthony Gordon knows what it means to be an Evertonian. He knows what it's like to sit in the Gladys seat, to cheer on the Everton team. He knows what we as fans are thinking because he's an Evertonian. He's a fan himself. He's been at the club since he was a child. He knows what everybody in that stadium's thinking. Alex Iwobi might not necessarily know because he's not an Evertonian. He's only been involved with the club as a professional player. Anthony Gordon knows what it means. John Joe Kenny knows what it means because they've been around the club for that long. They'll have been in the stands as fans. Richie, no, I agree with that comment earlier. You would absolutely think that Richarlison was a Scouser who grew up in an Everton mad family and who was just Everton crazy. You wouldn't think that this is a lad who's come over from South America who had no affiliation with Everton before joining the football club, and that just shows the type of character Richarlison is. Again, he's amazing. Anthony Gordon, amazing. Gordon was singing Grand Old Team at the end of the match. Send me that video, please. Send me that video. Because I'm literally about to go down and burst into tears if I'm being honest. So send me that video. Fans that attended, take a bow. I'm proud of the fans today. You were incredible. I was there, and I've left with very little voice. To be fair, I started the day with very little voice because I'm heavily hungover. But that's, as I said, that's what I wanted to see. That's what we wanted to see. That's what we needed. And look what happens when we do that. By the way, look what happens when we give everything. Look how much better Everton are. Look at how much calmer we are. Look at how much more composed we are. Amazing. I suppose we should talk about the goals then, because that's ultimately what we're here for, aren't we? We're here to have a little bit of a chat about the goals. We will get in the live comments as well. If you are watching and you're enjoying, by the way, please do hit that like button. It only takes a second. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. That would mean an absolute massive amount to me. He loves the club, Richie. I hope he never leaves us. I agree, mate. I agree. Keep ESC at Goodison, Jed George's son. Marza says, well said, fans were incredible. Yeah, big shout out to the Evertonians at the stadium. What an atmosphere. Yeah, Gordon is impressive. His performances, his words and interviews too. Very confident. Love that. He's amazing, mate. I was shitting myself before this match, but as the game went on, it just turned to joy and happiness. From the start, mate. From the start. Do you know what? This was the exact opposite to Tuesday, wasn't it? On Tuesday, in the opening 5 or 10 minutes, you sort of knew we weren't going to be great because the passing was off, The effort seemed off. Newcastle were up for it. Today, in the first 5 or 10 minutes, you knew we were up for it. And that's what we need to see. We need to start quickly. We need to get out from the start and get into teams. And that's what we did today. Adam says, give Richie however much money he wants. Fuck it, 500k a week. Mate, I'll happily put a percentage of my wages in to boost Richarlison's wage to keep him at the football club, because I just think he's that good. I think he's that good. Adam, she says, Richie would never leave us, I won't let him. Super. Frank says, Louis. Let's have a little talk about the goals then. First goal, Seamus Coleman, really, really good bit of play. Really, really well worked bit of play. Balls thinked in, I think, by Van der Beek towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's sort of cleared on the line. Before that, we'd had a couple of shots. As I said, 20 shots at goal today with 10 on target. Bloody hell. You heard that right. 20 shots, 21 shots on goal with 10 on target. I don't think under Benitez we had 20 shots the whole time he was here, collectively in every game. A clean sheet. But we had a couple of chances before we scored. Anthony Gordon had one where he cut inside, he took a shot, and the keeper made a save. He had another one where the ball was played into him. He got one-on-one with the keeper, and one of the defenders, I can't remember who it was, come over and made a brilliant challenge. Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a couple of opportunities. We were really, really, really knocking on the door. And then finally, ball comes in, I think, as I said, by Van der Beek. Dom tries to get on the end of it. Defender makes a tackle. It flicks up, and Seamus Coleman puts his head in where he needs to put it, in a dangerous position that could have got him hurt, but a position that he knew, if I get my head on this, it's a goal. And you know what? I'm made up for Seamus today. I've given Seamus a lot of stick recently because of his performances and the fact that I've said that I don't think he's good enough to start for Everton, but today he showed how much he cares about this football club, how much this football club means to him, how much he's willing to fight, how much, what he's willing to put on the line for this football club. He threw himself at that because he thought, I don't care if I get a stud in the head, I need a goal, and that goal will do him a lot of confidence. By the way, Seamus Coleman hasn't scored for Everton for a long time, and that goal will give him the absolute world of confidence today. And it was a really, really great finish. And from that point, you're thinking, capitalise now, we're on top. These don't look very good. We're creating chances. We're 1-0 up. Go and get a second. Not so long later, we get a corner. Anthony Gordon swings a ball in. And big Michael Keane gets his head on the end of it. Again, heavily critical of Michael Keane in recent weeks, mostly for his defensive work. But again, it was a big, strong header. Very sort of like Yerry Mina's against Brentford last week. He's obviously watched Yerry Mina and gone, I want to do that. I want to do that. Really, really good header. And we go 2-0 up. And usually teams at that point to go 2-0, calm now, we'll be all right. Not Everton, because why would we? Because we as Evertonians know that we've been 2-0 up on plenty of situations, and it doesn't quite end like that. But again, we controlled the game. We controlled the possession. Every time Leeds tried to get a little bit of momentum, tried to get a little bit of confidence going, we just nullified it straight away. Absolutely nullified it. Hernandez says, can we talk about the pressure Richarlison put onto her in that corner? Absolutely, mate, because he done it on an absolute plethora of times today, and he was a 10 out of 10 today, Richarlison. There's a spoiler for the player ratings. He done it so many times. Anthony Gordon done it, Iwobi done it, Richarlison. The three of them were absolutely, Dom as well, but the three of them specifically were unfaultable. You can't fault it. You absolutely can't fault it. Every single time the Leeds defence had that ball and they looked semi-comfortable, we got at them. And that was one of the situations. Richarlison got at them, forced the corner, ball comes in, Michael Keane heads it in 2-0. Unbelievable. And I was thinking at that point, get a third, get a fourth, get a fifth. Let's absolutely embarrass them. Go and get 4 or 5 and kill this game off. And we could have easily got 4 or 5. They had a couple of chances, to be fair, where they hit the bar on a couple of occasions in that first half, and maybe they were a little bit unlucky. I think it was more a case of us just giving them a little bit too much space, but you could say we got away with them. On another day we mightn't have been as lucky, but on another day, in other games we mightn't have been as unlucky to lose some of them. So, what goes around comes around, and that's football, isn't it? Sometimes you luck, is there. Sometimes your luck isn't there. I mean, I don't think we can really sit here and say Everton were lucky today, considering how much bad luck we've had in recent weeks, not only with goals conceded, but with referee indecisions and with injuries as well. And then we get to half-time, and it was, other than the 2 chances that hit the bar, it was arguably the best half of football Everton have put in years. Absolute years. And we just needed to come out and kill it in the second half. And we did come out. And you know what? I thought the second half, first 15, 20 minutes, was a very, very professional performance. Very professional performance, because we weren't straight out giving everything. But we were giving everything, but it wasn't a running ourselves into the ground performance, because we would have known that Leeds United would have been able to capitalise on that. It was just comfortable, keeping the ball, frustrating Leeds, winning the ball back. As I said, Van der Beek and Alan were absolutely faultless today. Absolutely faultless in that midfield. Winning that ball back, working hard, battling, showing that desire. Every time Leeds were trying to run away with it, they'd win it back, they'd console the ball in the midfield. Absolutely great, and we were just calming it down, playing really nice football, and we were always searching for that extra goal. The crowd was still up for it. Leeds fans at this time were fighting with police and throwing bottles, which, by the way, again, let's just say, I hope that TalkSport make a point of talking about that incident on this show on Monday. Jim White and Simon Jordan. I hope that the newspapers make a point of putting that incident all over the back pages, because when it was Everton 2 weeks ago, and I'm not condoning, of course, but when it was Everton 2 weeks ago, it was everywhere. Leeds fans were throwing multiple missiles onto the pitch. Not only did the police do nothing about it, but I hope it's put everywhere on the news. We were on fucking ITV News 2 weeks ago with it. So let's ensure that Leeds are on ITV News as well. Fucking disgraceful behaviour. They should be embarrassed by themselves, those idiots that did that. But yeah, we were always pushing. We were always creating. As I said, the Wobie getting into good areas, trying to get that third goal. Gordon trying to create, Charleston trying to create, Don was trying to get in and around the area as well. Couple of close calls. Alan, Donny van der Beek were pushing for it as well. Defensively, we stood really, really strong. And then we get it. I thought, until about 5 minutes ago when I was corrected, that Richarlison cuts in on his left foot, curls it into the bottom corner and scores. But apparently, Richarlison did cut in on his left foot, took a shot, curled it, and it come off of Anthony Gordon. Strangely enough, I don't know how. I don't know whether it was purposeful of Anthony Gordon. But regardless, either of them deserved the goal. Either of them, because they were both unbelievable. And Richie will be devastated. I'm sure he will, because he loves scoring, and that's exactly what he wants. And you can see how much it means to him when he does score. So Richie probably will be a little bit down with it. But Richie's time will come next week and the week after, where he'll score goals. And he's been absolutely exceptional this season, and he's an absolutely exceptional footballer. Yeah, as I said, again, Anthony Gordon deserved it. Richarlison deserved it. Give it to both of them. Fuck it. Give it to both of them. And then we see the game out from that point on. Nostalgia Kill Me has become a member of the channel. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. We see the game out, and again, it's an absolutely vital win. And from every player to a man, we were just exceptional today. Exceptional players that have been written off before, players that we've all sat here and said aren't good enough and need to leave the club, give themselves an argument today as to say that, actually, do you know what? When I do it, I can be good enough. When I do it, I can give everything. I can work for the team. And massive credit, by the way, to Frank Lampard. Massive credit. We sat here on Tuesday and I said I refuse to give any sort of criticism to Frank Lampard in regards to that performance on Tuesday, because I don't think he had any involvement with it other than the Ali substitution, which we said. SRP says, I'm off, keep up the good work. Best EFC fan page on YouTube. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it. But I will give every bit of credit to Frank Lampard today, because what Frank Lampard has done is, not only has he managed an Everton team that has had more chances on goal than any Everton team have in the last 9 years, nearly 10 years. 2013 was the last time we had that many attempts on goal. But also, I think he's understood that our best bet at winning games and building some momentum and building some confidence is by performing like that at Goodison. And he's managed to get two of the best performances we've seen in a long time consecutively. Not consecutively one after each other, because we had the Newcastle game, but you know what I mean, in terms of home games, consecutive home games. And it's made me think, now if we can do that every week at Goodison, we'll be all right. And if we can just survive in the away games, even if we just get out with a point and it's not, the style of football we necessarily want to play and it's difficult, then so be it. But if he can come to Goodison and put that type of performance in, week week out, then we will be okay. We will be okay, in my opinion. And that's exactly what we need today, by the way. That is exactly what we needed. We needed the result, but we also needed a performance. And we also needed the points on the board. You know, we all sat here before the game and said this is a must-win. And it absolutely was a must-win today. And that type of performance, that performance was exceptional. Next game is now the test. Cam says that Kel absolutely is. DCL's hold up and link play is so underrated. He's a gem. He was amazing today, Dom. He was amazing. Can't believe Seamus scored. I'm pumped. George's son, I feel like you're pissing on our chips. Onwards and upwards, lads. Says Celtic. Damien says if we win the next game, that'll hopefully give it a kick-start. Yeah. Billy Gilmore playing decent this season. Frank, you know what to do. I think he's on loan in here at Norwich, is it? Yeah. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Damien says thank you, Evertonians can go and enjoy our weekend now for a nice change. Yeah. A lot of he actually says I and a lot of Man United fans watch an Everton game and see Donny play. No way, Man United selling fan. Donny isn't going back to Man United. I'm sorry to tell you, we ain't letting him go back to Man United. It's as simple as that. He was amazing today, and as was everybody else. Frank Lampard was amazing. That's the type of atmosphere we need to put in at Goodison every week. What a result. What a performance. And I'm just absolutely over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. Get in. Up the toffees. Up the Frankie toffees. Up the effing toffees. Up Anthony Gordon. John Joe Kenny. Alex Iwobi. Donny van der Beek. Dele Alli. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Richarlison. Seamus Coleman. Michael Keane. Jordan Pickford. Mason Allgate, Alan, I can't remember if I've missed out, Anwar El Ghazi, I definitely missed someone out, but every single one of them, fucking amazing. Hernandez says, how many Coronas are you putting down now, Cam? I had a busy one last night, mate, so I don't think I'm going to drink tonight, but it would not take much to tempt me to go out. It wouldn't, just wouldn't. Anyway, look, we will be back literally in about 5 minutes with the player rating. So if you're interested in sticking around on the channel, give me 5 or 10 minutes to go and get a drink, and then we'll be back with the player ratings. Chris says no one has broken the news to them yet. We're keeping Donny. We are. I'm sorry to tell you. I know you'll be disappointed. I know you'll be fuming, but it is what it is. You learn, you move on, and you don't waste a player of that quality. He's now a toffee. He loves the Blues, and he ain't going nowhere. Big thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed this one, please hit the like button. As I said, we will be back in about 5 or 10 minutes with the play rating, so don't forget to join us for those. Big thanks to everybody watching live. If you watch this YouTube video, get your thoughts down below. We'll get involved with as many of them as we possibly can. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a like on the video. Get in, up the toffees, and we'll see you soon. Nice one for watching. See you after.